PSP is not a program, it is an experience. It's a very wonderful program which has its own uniqueness. Why master cannot take this program? He can take all the programs, but why not this program? The sugar candy cannot talk about its own nature. Only an ant which went on it and tasted it can tell what it is. An ant can tell to an ant in the ant language. Even the sugar candy tells, the ant may not be able to understand. It may be very hard for the ant to believe. So Bhakti Spurana, for the ants from an ant, is a nice thing. Let us enter into Bhakti Spurana. First session. It's a wonderful session. This will give a lot of deeper insight about our own life and our own mind. The first session is about intellect. You may wonder what we came for Bhakti Spurana. The first session is about intellect. By understanding this nature of the intellect, you can go beyond it very easily. One wonderful story which comes in Vedas. You know, Narada is a great intellect, and wherever he goes, in all lokas he is respected. Wherever he goes, either he creates a problem or gives a solution. Both are good. But wherever he does, wherever he go, whatever he does, a strong imprint was there. In all lokas, people were respecting Narada, that Narada knows everything. The Narada is a great intellect, he is a Pandit. This is the name given to the Narada. Even though everybody was respecting, even though everybody thought that he knew everything, but he knew what he knew. He was able to give solution for everybody. Some solution this, that, some great sheikh, he was able to do some change in everybody's mind, but not in his mind. Finally, Narada got fed up. He felt so bad about the life what he lived. Since he is a well-known VIP in all the lokas, he cannot go and tell to everybody, or not even a person, that I have this and this problem. He can't even disclose his problem. So he decided, let me go out from all these three lokas. And he entered in the vana, great vana. When he went inside the vana, actually he went with the depression of success. The depression of success is a great gift given by God for the people whom he put his eyes that he has to be saved. If a person going on succeeding something, if a person is going on getting whatever things he is asking, don't think God is helping him. That's a curse given to him. Because God is so compassionate, he is not fulfilling all our desires. If he would have fulfilled little earlier, we would have wiped from this planet Earth little earlier. Because he is so compassionate, he is not fulfilling all our desires. Now Narada, he achieved this, that, and finally out of deep frustration, he went inside the deep forest. Just for some relaxation. When he went inside, In a big tree, under a big tree, an old monk was sitting there. His name is Sanat Kumar. He is a great enlightened master. He was simply sitting there and doing his own mission. When Narada went there, everybody used to respect him. He also expected the same respect from that master. But he just turned and saw him, just smiled and again closed his eyes. Then he sat for his next conversation. When he opened his eyes, let us talk something. He didn't open the eyes at all. He was closing his eyes more than 4 or 5 hours. Then casually opened his eyes. Then he tried to introduce himself. Then he introduced that I am Narada. He told, yes, I know. Tell next, what do you want? This is the first time ever in his life he is getting this shock. Never a person asked a question like this. He asked, tell me what is next. When he was shaken from the root, he understood this person is something great. He can give some solution to us. Then he opened up his problem. He told, see, I achieved wealth. I achieved health. And I achieved good relationships also. I achieved everything. What are all a man has to have to live happily? I have everything. But I am not happy. Continuously I feel something is missing, something is missing, something is missing. What is that? I am not able to find answer for this. I read all the Vedas. I read all the sutras. I tried all the techniques. Nothing works. What makes me to feel like that and why I am like that, I don't know. I have everything. But still, I feel strongly I miss something. I miss something. I miss something. What is it? What is it? Sanat Kumar smiled at him and again he closed his eyes. He didn't answer at all. Now, it crossed more than 6 hours. Sanat Kumar didn't open his eyes. And he was sitting there the whole night. The next day morning, casually Sanat Kumar opened his eyes. In that meantime, the settling was happened with Narada. Until then, the Narada was having too much of questions to ask. Since he was having too much of questions, whatever he is going to deliver, he cannot imbibe and he cannot use it. So just for the settling purpose, Sanat Kumar kept quiet. He didn't answer at all. And finally, in the morning, all the inner urge of Narada, all the too much of intoxicating questions got settled from Narada. Next day morning, Sanat Kumar opens his eyes and tells something. After that, something happens to Narada. Some beautiful click happens to Narada. From that moment, he started enjoying, started catching what he was missing. After then only, he wrote the book called Narada Bhakti Sutras. The Sutras for Bhakti was written by a great intellect. Once the intellect is ripened, it can become a beautiful juice. If it didn't happen, the same intellect will become a jail. The same intellect will close your life. The same intellect will lock your throat. Whatever we try to do out of the intellect, whatever we try to do with the help of the intellect, will not result in a fruitful ending. It will not make you to go to the extreme or end where we want to go. It will not allow. So in this whole BSB program, it's a wonderful program where we will understand where we got locked and how we can get the juice, how we can get that essence. We lived around the master quite a few times, maybe 5.5 years, a group of people lived around master. And just by living around the master, we didn't get any great tapas, penance, nothing. We didn't do any great thing. Just by living around the master, so many people have been helped. So many people have been transformed. So we are going to share those experiences with all of you. So whatever the possible suggestions you want to pick up, you can pick up and you can apply in your life. And you also can taste the same juice. We hope that it will happen by today itself, not waiting until the end of tomorrow. Today itself, it may happen. Narada, before Bhakti Sutra, Narada, after Bhakti Sutra, is what you. Now, wherever we are suffering, please be clear, that is the part of Narada before the Bhakti Sutra. After this, wherever you are going to enjoy the juice, that is the Narada after the Bhakti Sutra. Let us analyze our life a little bit. Let us do little analysis. Please take your notebook. Just start contemplating and write what are all things you knew in the life. What are all the things you knew in the life? What you have a strong belief that I knew about this. If you are not in China, surely you will not aware about the Chinese language. So you don't know about China. But if you are in maybe America, you may be aware about English. If you are in North India, you may be aware about Hindi. If you are a scientist, you may be aware about the science. If you are a biologist, you may be aware about the biology. You may aware about few things in the world, you may not aware about so many things in the world. But few things you are aware. That you have a strong idea that I knew about this. The same way a few persons. You are so clear that I knew about this person. I know this person from his young age. I know what he can think and what he can do. So like this, what are all the things you knew in the world? Start writing it. But before writing it, once again analyze and come to the confirmation and conclusion that really do you know it thoroughly? Really do you know it thoroughly? Whatever you knew in the world, even you can close your eyes and contemplate and start writing. But the moment when you try to put your pen on the note, please be clear and confirm, am I thoroughly knew about it, of all the dimensions of the thing which I am writing. If any question is asked regarding that, can I answer? If you are aware that completely that I don't know anything, you would have got enlightened. You would have got enlightened. If you are not able to write, don't bother. It's just to have a solid experience about our own self. Let me tell a small story. A great logician, a great Pandit, Houspensky, visited George Gurudev is a great enlightened master. Guruji is a great enlightened master, lived in Russia. Houspensky came to know that Guruji is a great master. He can give solution to all the problems of the human mind. So Houspensky also was in the same problem. He is modern Narada. He is a modern day Narada. So he visited George Guruji's garden. The moment he went there, he was waiting, and Guruji didn't come. More than 3 hours he was waiting. After 3 hours, Guruji came. Houspensky was having lot of questions to ask. Too many questions he was having to ask. In the initial few moments, Guruji didn't start the conversation at all. He was just sitting quietly there, which was a little irritating for Houspensky. And then, very relaxedly, Guruji starts his conversation and he told, "Hello sir, I am not aware what all things you knew. One thing I can assure, I knew little bit in the world. I have little bit experience, I knew little bit. So if you can tell to me, what are all the things you knew in the world? What are the things you are aware? If you list out all those things which you knew, then it will be easy for us or easy for me to share and give what I knew. So please take this paper and start writing what are the things you knew." And it was a very cold winter day. And Houspensky explains that situation very clearly. He tells, it was a very cold day. The temperature was very low, where 2-3 woolens are needed. He started writing. In his life, first time, he was aware physically. Earlier he was aware mentally. I knew little bit, and I knew this, and I am not aware about all this. Something little chaos that was he was having. But that is the first time when he took the note and paper and started writing. He was not even able to put one word. Not even A. He was not able to put. He got too much of fear. First time he was facing in the life. He tells, in that cold, my whole body got sweat. His dress has become wet. That much sweat has come. 20 minutes. 20 minutes he was sitting with the paper, sitting, nothing comes out. After 20 minutes, Guruji again comes and asks, "Sir, did you finish your writing?" And Guruji just folded his hands and paid his respect. What the great understanding Guruji has given to him. Even if Guruji spent 1 year together attending and giving answer for all the questions of Houspensky, he may not able to take you to that experience. But with that one simple technique, Guruji made him to understand that his intellect is not enough to make him to go to the next step. Just with the help of the intellect, a man cannot take quantum jump. He may take jump, that is possible. Maybe if you are a person having a one Benz car, you can have 2-3 Benz car. If you have 4 bungalows, you can get 5 bungalows. It is possible. The jump is possible, but quantum jump is not possible with the help of the intellect. The intellect, when it was given to you, it was given as a servant, but somehow by our practice, the servant has become the boss and boss has become the servant. The intellect which has been given to a servant is no more servant, and we has become the servant of the intellect. How this exactly happened? How we become slave for the intellect? Until the age of 7 and 8, we were having the overall energy flow in the body. We were in bliss. We were not caught in the mind. We didn't have any worry. What are all we have now? If we list it out, that we didn't have at that time. We were completely happy and joyful. And how? Now all those things we got. Suddenly how we get all these things? Slow by slow, slow by slow, step by step, step by step. From the age of 7, when you started acquiring the knowledge in the world, by own knowledge, by own knowledge, by own knowledge, we started preparing our own shell around us. It is like a person who is staying in a forest was not comfortable about the forest life. The wild life, he was not able to comfortable. He was not able to adapt with it. He felt, what is this? The sun is always falling on me. And whenever the rain feels, it's pouring on me. Whenever the air feels, it's touching me. I don't have any freedom. I don't have individuality. What is this? The moment he start hating the wildness of the nature, or the nature of the nature, he started thinking, why don't I protect myself? Then he created little cloth by the help of the animal skin, and he built something. He had some cloth. Then he felt, oh, now I am little comfortable. Still he was not able to stop the sunlight. So then he decided, why not I create a small hut for me? Then he created a small hut. He put a roof with 4 pillars. He created with the help of the leaves and the bamboos. After it was created, still he was not able to stop the breeze or the flow of the air. It is again and again coming and touching him. Then he felt, let me surround all the 4 walls. Then he surrounded all the 4 walls with the help of other big sticks, bamboos, and the stems. He created, nicely tied, and created a strong walls. Now he was putting the final big stick, and he closed the whole room. Once he closed the whole room, he felt so comfortable. Oh God, no sun, and no air, and no rain, and no animal can touch us. Now I am completely inside my own separate world. Let me enjoy. The moment he started enjoying, more than 21 minutes, he could not enjoy. The suffocation started. The air was not proper, the light was not proper, and then the water was not proper. He felt so bad. Just if you see inside, that is what existing. If we just see our own inner space, the great suffocation has come to us because the society didn't allow us to grow in the wild nature of the life. It taught us to create pillars around us. The moment it taught something, you have to behave like this. You should not talk like this. You should not sit like this. You should not see like this. You have to speak like this. You have to behave like this. This is what morality. This is what that. And that teaching, and later on, we started collecting our own teachings. And finally, what we created is called intellect. Now we are sitting inside it. We caught inside it. The moment we caught inside it, the whole energy, the whole awareness has locked completely. Since it's locked completely, we are not able to enjoy the overflowing energy. Once Master told very beautifully, there is no difference between you and me. You are also having 1,000 acres of inner space, and I am also having the 1,000 acres of inner space. Both of you living in the same inner space, which is 1,000 acres in the area. But the thing is, I am living in the 1,000 acre completely, but you are living in the 1 acre of the 1,000 acre. If we live in a corner of the 1,000 acre, And if we have our own valleys, if we have our own territory, if we have our own walls, that 1 acre is what called intellect. That 1 acre is what called mind. The moment we caught inside, we will not have the free movement. The energy itself, the awareness itself, the consciousness itself, which caught inside, cannot feel that it is so great. The Ham Brahmasmi experience cannot happen to us because we got locked in that one corner. Getting us out of that 1 acre is the big job, is the big game, is the big fun the master is going on trying to do. And one more wonder, how many times the people are made out from that cage, made out from that shell, again they go inside and live inside. They don't feel comfortable outside. The moment they put outside, immediately they go to that same old space. See, intellect is something like a virus which cannot be killed very easily. After a big meditation, after a strong blow and strong energization, the intellect will be dissolved completely. And you will feel, oh God, Bhagavan Kripa. And you will feel so great that we achieved more than this, nothing in the world to achieve. Then the next moment, when you go and continue the talk, when we allow the external world to infect us again, all the things are over. Again the giant comes back and stands, the same old rut starts continuing. This one story is going on happening, the war between you and your intellect. Coming out from the intellect and crossing out the boundaries of the intellect is the greatest transformation, has to be done for each and everybody of us. But the very serious problem is, we believe our intellect, that's the problem. We believe our intellect. We believe our thoughts, we believe our little deeper thoughts, the feelings. We believe whatever comes inside as right. And we decide our life according to that, but we don't know, we never understood, these are not programmed by us. Somehow it is wrongly programmed. And we are working for it. It's a wrong software. The software has to be replaced. It's a pirated software. It has to be replaced. Now so many new softwares are available. So simply we can replace. But we ourselves started believing that the software is us. So that is why whenever our ahankar or mamakar is touched, we feel, he insulted me, he irritated me, he cheated me. Actually, nobody can cheat us, nobody can insult us, and nobody can do anything to us. As the cosmic law, Master repeatedly says, nobody can be wounded by anything else in the world. Any kind of pain, or any kind of cheating, or any kind of disturbances cannot be done to you. What we feel as pain, what we feel as cheating, that only we are putting in the account and tell that he cheated us. And he insulted me, he hurt me. Nobody can hurt us. But the very strong problem, disconnecting from the intellect and understanding that we are different and intellect is different, is a great trauma. We are not able to do it. Again and again we are trying. We cannot do it. Once one person goes to a Zen master and he asks, Master, please help me to come out from my mind. The master told, I'll give one technique. If you do that, immediately you can come out from your mind. He asked, please tell me, what is the technique? Please tell me. He told, lift yourself. He told, lift yourself. Then the disciple sincerely tried to lift himself. He couldn't do anything. Then master came close to him. Simply he lifted him. And then he told, this is how only it is possible. From your mind, you cannot come out from your mind. With the help of your mind, you cannot come your mind. With help of a person who has already come out from the mind, you can come out. Then the disciple understands clearly. If the devotion comes there, without any great effort, simply the unclutching from the intellect will happen. Let us explore the intellect little more deeply, because it is very deeply rooted. In so many corners, we have to understand, then only we will come to understanding what it is and what we are really. Every day we go to sleep, isn't it? Every day we are going to sleep. The moment you go to sleep, sometimes in the night, many times in the afternoon, many times in the morning, we go to the bed. And getting up early morning, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. This is the way, whenever we have time, we enjoy the life. Each day we are going to sleep. When you go to sleep, if somebody asks, why you are going to sleep, what you will tell? I feel sleepy. That's the first answer what we tell. I feel sleepy. Then second answer, I am tired. I am very tired. And then, that's you to tell. No? Then third answer, my eyes are burning. Leave me. This is the third answer we tell. Why you are going to sleep? If somebody asks, we tell, I feel sleepy. I am tired. My eyes are burning. The morning, when your mother wakes you up, what you tell? Please leave me. I feel sleepy. I am tired. My eyes are burning. Then what for are you going to sleep again and again? Daily you do this mistake again and again to get something, especially the tiredness which you have before sleep and after sleep. If you compare, after sleep will be higher. The burning will be higher after sleep. Then why you commit it again and again? What for you are doing it? This is the act which we does out of the continuous stimuli comes from the intellect. We never decide to go to sleep. Something makes us to go to sleep. Do you, all the times, do you really took a conscious decision that I am going to sleep? Never we took a conscious decision. In our life, we never took a conscious decision. Whenever we feel like sleepy, we will sleep. From inside, the instruction will come, Hare Baba, let us go to sleep. And then we'll go to sleep. That's the thing. That's the instruction continuously coming from the intellect. From the intellect, we are trying to do something. Inside tells, I am little dull or little lethargic. To come out from that, the intellect gives a solution, go to sleep. You will be helped. And you go to sleep and you are not helped. It becomes little worse. Again we do the same, no solution. And especially when we go for the parties, when we go for the big dinner or big lunch, we will make ourselves prepared to have it. And always whenever we take the food, without fail, 3 times a day we take food now. Without any fail, whether the hungry is there or not, the whole planet Earth, the only animal takes the food without hungry. That is human being, nobody else. So whenever we take the food, 3 times a day when you take a food, if somebody asks, why are you taking a food, what will you answer? We are hungry, that's the first answer. Second answer? It's a time to take. Okay, if somebody stops you from the food, then what you will tell? If somebody stops you, let us go and continue the work, we will finish that. What's your problem? That's the first question. What's your problem? If I take, what's your problem? Now, what will the excuses you will give to take the food? Like sleep. What will the excuses you will give? You will tell, if I don't take the food, I may faint. That's the first excuse you will give. You like the food. That's okay. But that will not the excuse you will give at that time. If I don't take the food, I may faint. And then third you will tell, if I don't take the food, some hungry or something will irritate me. Just to relieve from that, I am taking the food. If I don't take the food, I have ulcer, or I may get ulcer. So just to cool my stomach, I am taking the food. But after taking the food, you feel like fainting, stomach is hurting. Again and again, we are doing the same. If you go through this example little deeply, you can catch the cunning ways of the intellect, what it does to us. It only gives the instruction, go and take it. If you take it, it will be solved. Maybe sometime you may have hungry, or sometime you may have little taste in the tongue, or sometime you may have just a thought, why not, let me have. Just to cool that thought, just to cool that thing, we are taking something, but it is not relieved. And the relationship. These are the few things in the 24 hours we does, not our job, not our studies. The sleep, food, and the next, the relationships. If you sit in the room where nobody is there, you feel so bored. When you go to your friend's room or some party, after 4 hours, you feel so bored. Not only bored plus little tired also. Initial starting is boredom and ending is frustration. Whatever you does in the life, the starting point is the boredom or frustration or suffering. The end point also is frustration and suffering and boredom. Just go through all the incidents, all the activities which we do in our life, which we starts in the boredom, which we starts in negativity, which starts in the worries and ends in the same. Be clear, all the fruits given by you the intellect. If it is not from the intellect, the very starting will be very blissful. The very initiation will be blissful, and the ending also will be blissful. The initial also will be joyful, the ending also will be joyful. Devotion is such a kind. The devotion, the very initial time when you start practicing it, it is so joyful, and the end also so joyful. And when you experience it, what for you did all these things in your life, you will get that. You are trying to sleep deeply, you are trying to increase the time of the sleep, you are trying to increase the quantity of the food, you are trying to take very tasty foods, and we were trying to have very deep and very good relationships, and we were trying to achieve so many good things in the world. For some reason inside now, some instinct, some stimuli, or some inner need was there. Because of that inner need, we decided to achieve it through these external means. But how long you try, it is like the disciple trying to come out from the mind through the help of the mind. With the help of the intellect, you cannot come out from the intellect. To come out from the intellect, you need an external crane support to lift yourself. And in another aspect, if the bhakti flows inside us, The bhakti is like a fire. The intellect is like a polythene cover. The polythene cover, how long it is put in the mud, it will not be destroyed. It will be there. But the moment fire comes, within no point of time, it will shrink and it will disappear. The bhakti is a beautiful energy. The bhakti is a beautiful flow. It will remove all the energy blocks. It will remove all the negative effects which done inside the body by the intellect. Coming out from this intellect and working out, putting your whole energy to cross this intellect is the main stream, is the main sankalpa which we have to take before entering into the session. We have one wonderful meditation. This meditation is a very powerful meditation. In olden days, they had few meditations like this. After 10 years, 12 years of tapas, finally the disciple will go to the master. Until then, they will not even be allowed to see the master. Somewhere outside, they will have the training. In the training campus, they will have the training. And then the moment they go there, they will be given with one initiation. They will be given with one technique. The moment they practice the technique, they will be enlightened. Like this, so many powerful techniques are there. Now we are going to practice one among that technique, that very powerful technique, which will just break the intellect, which will just swallow the intellect. This is like putting you inside the cooker. Cooker is a common word in all the countries. Pressure cooker. This is like just putting you inside the pressure cooker. How hard nut you are, no problem. The cooker will take care. Don't bother. And so many nuts are already cooked. It's a very strong technique. Just put your whole effort and try this technique very intensely. Within few trials, you will see that the nut is not there. And it is the technique given by Shiva himself directly. Anandeshwara gave this technique to Anandeshwari. This is one among the technique of the 112 Shiva Sutras. And it was practiced by many people also. So let us enter into the technique. But before entering into the technique itself, you have to hear the instructions clearly. Once you started, you cannot hear, you cannot smell, you cannot see, you cannot do anything. It's a strong technique which will close all the five senses. The technique is called Shambhavi Mahamudra. Shambhavi Mahamudra. It will just crush the intellect. Your intellect, your mind cannot stand in front of it. I'll show the technique, but you don't do now. You can't hear it. With this 2 thumb finger, close your ears, and then with these 2 fingers, close your eyes, and then with this little finger, close your lips, and then this finger, you just keep here. Don't close the nose. The psychological closing is enough. Don't close the nose. See, you can close this nose like this, but don't do that. For that, the physical preparation is needed. It's a technique used in the Brahmacharya program just to awaken the deep Kundalini energy for the immediate transformation. But when Brahmacharis does this, they did the Panchatapas already. Panchatapas means 12 days, 12 hours per day, sitting inside the fire. That's what Panchatapas. So they did this tapas and the nervous system was ready. So they can close very strongly physically. But now, don't do that. Don't close the nose physically. psychologically close the nose, that's enough. After closing all other openings, finally close the nose psychologically, and like how you lock the door, lock completely. Don't even allow a small droplet of air to go inside. Whatever happened, let it happen. Don't bother. Whatever happened, let it happen. If it is 1 minute, and if it is 1.5 minutes, if it's 2, whenever the time is increasing, please be clear, you are very close to that cooking. So put your whole effort, put your whole energy, whole consciousness. If you are having serious high BP, then don't do this. You can simply try, very simply try, don't put any pressure. But rest of you can try very deeply. After inhaling, close all the openings, all the 7 openings completely, strongly, clearly. When you close all the openings, whatever inside, let it be there, like a pressure cooker. The pressure cooker, once the nut is put inside, and once the waiter is put on, that's all over. Until the stove is switched off, it cannot do anything. So the same way, allow the whole pressure to happen to you. Use your maximum power, use your maximum energy, use your sankalpa. Yes, I will put my whole energy to achieve it. Only the sankalpa can work in this. How strong you take the sankalpa, that strong you can hold on. After some time, you will feel like releasing the air. Whenever you feel like releasing the air, put your effort little more and little more. Don't allow it to happen. After then, if it happens by its own, let it happen. When the exhalation happens automatically, then immediately inhale, again lock. Try it continuously. In the background, the music will be going on. When the music is going on, it is instructed that we have to continue. Because all of you will be closing. We cannot tell stop. Even if we tell stop, you cannot understand it. The moment you go for the next attempt, when the music is going, please be clear, you have to continue. If the song is going, then you can relax and settle down. When you inhale and close, when you close all the channels, lock it completely, take a decision, this is all over. More than this, I am not going to inhale, exhale, nothing is going to happen to me. Whatever happened, let it happen. Let the nut get cooked. Take the strong sankalpa and leave it, that's all over. When Buddha finally, before enlightenment, when he sat under the tree, he took a strong sankalpa and he told to himself, if my bones become dried, let it get dried. If my vessels are out of blood, let it become. If my muscles are completely dried, let it get dried. But until I get enlightenment, I will not get out from this place. When he took this sankalpa, he got enlightened. He took this sankalpa and left the body. Within 7 days, he got enlightened. The sankalpa has a very strong power. So let us take the strong sankalpa. The sankalpa will do the miracle. The sankalpa has a very great power. Sankalpa means like a strong affirmation or a strong decision, conscious decision which you take. Consciously you take that I am going to do this with my full effort. That is what sankalpa. A strong conscious decision is what sankalpa. So take a strong sankalpa that within one trial you are going to achieve it. Actually, one trial is enough. The locking of all the openings is a technique. Once you locked, you are awakened. Shiva tells very beautifully, once you lock everything, you are awakened. The nut is cooked. So lock and wait for the cooking. If the pressure is too much, if the cooker is not able to withhold, then what the cooker does, let it do. It is complete locking of all the inputs. Now you are living in the world because of these inputs. Through the eyes you get energy, through the nose you get the energy, through the ears you get energy. In so many ways you get energy. You are getting the energy and you are living. Now, completely lock all these openings. When you lock all these openings, the intellect which is residing inside cannot survive. It will be cooked completely. It will be burnt off completely. In one trial, the whole thing will happen. Just try it completely and don't look for next trial. When you start the first trial, don't look for the next trial. Finally, if something happens, the exhalation happens automatically. Then you can try. One more trial you can try. It is not again exhaling, inhaling and trying. One trial is enough. The trial is, that's all. More than that, nothing is there. Trial and over. After the trial, you will not be that same person. When you achieve, then you will know what to do next. The moment that inner cooking happens, then it will reveal you what to do next.